Today, we are going to make some kimchi. There are a few ways to cut Chinese cabbage. You can cut them in four and then sort them, or you can cut them in a small pieces and then sort them. Cut them this top part first and then cut them. I prefer to cut them in small pieces and then sort them. It's just so much easier and faster. And then slice them up, the stalks. Don't throw away. When the cabbage is small, not too big, this is my favorite way to cut. Let's sort them. Open the leaves up and make sure the salt gets in between. We need coarse sea salt. When Korean people do kimjang, we do like 50 or 100 cabbages. But like us, like we do 3 or 4 at home, it's much better to cut in small pieces and then sort them. So here is one tip. Add some warm water, not hot water, warm water. It helps to get sorted faster. And then mix them well. Taste it. It's not salty enough. It has to be salty. It has to be salty. So add more. And then mix them well. And then taste it again. You see? Yeah, that's right. Yak salty. It has to be yak salty. We are going to leave around 1 hour and a half. Let's make some stock. I'm going to mix with vegetable and the chicken stock, but you can use beef or pork, whatever you have. You can make your own as well. Mix with hot water and let it cool down. Coffee break. Usually to make kimchi fermented, we need to use glutinous rice paste, right? But one day my mother told me that people from Gangwon-do, which is north of South Korea, they do use potatoes instead because potatoes are their specialty. So my mother tried a few times and she told me it was more delicious and it lasted longer. So I've decided to use sweet potato instead because it's more delicious than potatoes. I have tried a few times and it was really good. So I'm going to steam them for around 20 minutes. Every 30 minutes, mix them well. I live in south of France and they have beautiful radish like this. You can julienne them or mandolin them. Just to really be careful. They are so sweet and juicy. Lots of garlic, always. If you don't have apple, that's fine, but you need to have garlic and ginger. So we are going to blend them up all together. Garlic in, ginger in, apple in, and radish in. Radish is not necessary. Yeah, the steamed sweet potato. Then some of stock, just to help to mix them well. A lesson: always tighten up before using it. Let's check them up. Let's see. Bend it. Yes, very well. Oh yes. Taste it. It has to be salty. Yes, salty. We are going to rinse them for 2-3 times. Make sure you drain well. We are going to leave them around for 20 minutes. Let's make the sauce. Stock in, the mix in, sugar in, fish sauce, and salt. Mix them well. I'm going to separate for white kimchi. So if you don't put the chili powder, that's white kimchi, and it's really good with spicy food. The beauty is in. The chili powder gets swallowed, so you need to leave around 20 to 30 minutes to see the sauce is thick enough. I'm going to put away some of the sauce aside, just in case of it is too much. Personally, I only like to use radish, but you can use spring onions and some carrot as well. If you really can't take any spicy, make white kimchi without chili powder. We do have white kimchi in South Korea. You know, actually, chili powders are quite new in Korea. Apparently, it has been just more than 100 years. The best part, I bet all Koreans do that. Make sure it has got enough sauce on the top so that it gets fermented well. Put over the wrap in order to shut off the air, and it also helps to last longer. My favorite time. I don't know why I love this sound. The same thing. So I'm gonna keep the rest of the sauce in the freezer. Ta-da! Look at that. I feel so happy and rich. I think the most important part of making kimchi is the fermentation. leave them in one place but avoid the direct sun. Where I live, it's around 15 to 18 degrees nowadays, so I'm going to leave them for 5 days. If you can see bubbles on the top, it means it's fermented. When you taste it, the finish of taste is sour and tangy. That means it's well fermented. This is my favorite time. I love beer. So good. I think I'm recharged. Time to make bossam. Pork is my favorite meat. I can eat pork every single day. Kimchi's best friend, honestly, that's pork belly. So this recipe is really easy. Just season them with salt a little bit and then massage them. We are going to slice 4 onions. Well, I think it's probably everywhere, but in South Korea, if you have onions, leeks, and garlic, seriously, you can make any kind of Korean food. Cut them half, and so half of them we are going to make them bad with onions and some garlic, and the other half we're gonna put them on the top of pork. Just I warmed up the garlic around 10 seconds in microwave, and it's much easier to peel off. So we're gonna cover up the pork with the rest of garlic and leek. Put on medium heat for 40 minutes. After 10 minutes, pour over some white wine. I'm going to make samjang sauce because I don't have one at home. It's basically mixed of gochujang, which is Korean chili paste, and doenjang, which is Korean miso paste. With some of garlic, either garlic powder or fresh garlic, and sesame oil. Ooh. I'm going to sear the skin so that the texture is nicer. But before doing that, I'm going to just make a cut on the skin so that it's easier to cut after searing. Ooh, look at the color. finally. Yeah. Oh yes. I love makgeolli too. I wish it didn't make me fat either. The first glass always bottom up. That's being polite. It's going to be only good. Makgeolli, you need to be very careful. One day, I think I was like in early 20s. I was drinking only makgeolli with my friends. Ooh, I think like it was until 6 a.m. and that was a bad idea. The next day, I was dead. It's actually really nice to be alone, enjoying the food and drinking alone, watching something that I want. Yeah, it's just so nice sometimes to be alone. That was really good dinner. I hope you enjoyed my first vlog, and thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it.